A woman aboard a Qatar Airways flight was horrified by how the cabin crew handled a death aboard the aircraft. The woman and her husband shared their story with the media. Francesca and her husband, Enrico, were on a 14-hour journey to Sydney from Doha aboard flight QR 908 when they noticed something strange behind them. The couple, who requested their surname be withheld to protect their privacy, did not know where the strange noise was coming from as the cabin was dark. They assumed it might be one of the children around them. They, however, soon knew they had to do something before it was too late. Unfortunately, the cabin crew did not share Francesca and Enrico's sense of urgency. Children on their flight surrounded Enrico and Francesca, and when they heard a strange noise, they thought one of the children might be making it. However, they turned to see it was the woman seated behind them. The 60-year-old woman, believed to have been from Campbelltown in Sydney, looked like she was sleeping but was making a loud noise. Francesca and Enrico informed the cabin crew of the situation. The cabin crew came over and tried to wake the woman without success. More crew then came over with an oxygen mask and left, telling Francesca and Enrico everything was all right. Francesca disagreed, saying, "You could see she wasn't breathing." 20 minutes later, a cabin crew member returned with another passenger and tried to move the limp woman out of her seat. The crew took the woman to the back of the plane where they performed CPR and used a defibrillator on her. Soon after, the cabin crew asked if a doctor was on board. However, Francesca believed that the woman was already dead by that point. She wondered why they hadn't tried that half an hour earlier. Another 30 minutes later, the other passengers behind Francesca and Enrico were moved to other seats. The woman's corpse was moved back to its original place and covered with a blanket. When the plane landed, the cabin crew announced that there had been a medical emergency aboard the plane and that everyone was to remain seated until they were told it was safe to move from their seats. Shortly after that, a police officer, biosecurity officers, and a paramedic boarded the aircraft for some time before eventually letting the other passengers disembark. Francesca revealed, "Nobody asked us anything." The airline confirmed that a passenger had died aboard the flight, but did not address any of the allegations made by Francesca and Enrico against them. The spokesperson for the airline said that the woman could not be revived and that their thoughts and prayers were with her family. Francesca and Enrico believe the airline staff simply did not do enough to try and save the woman when they initially alerted the cabin crew to the strange sound she was making as she slept. The story has since gone viral, with people worldwide weighing in on how they think the situation should have been handled. Others were shocked at the airline's lack of urgency in saving the woman. Many people shared their stories of horrors they had experienced on planes and how the cabin crew handled those situations. Others thought about how heartbreaking it would be for the woman's family to deal with everything that had happened. Some people defended the airline, saying they did everything they could with her and that the other passengers should not have been so quick to judge the airline because they didn't know the protocols. While this tragedy took place on board the airplane and the passengers felt the crew was careless, another mishap with an airline happened to a family before they had a chance to board the plane.